Kinda the prisoner's dilemma. I grabbed Mion's heavy body by the shoulders, and Reina grabbed her by the feet as we loaded her into the cart. Then, we covered her with the blue tarp. Right before that, I discreetly moved the hatchet to the ground, all the while praying that Reina didn't notice. When I raised my head to take a look around, Reina was simply staring at the ground. We pretended not to notice one another.
行こうぜ。今度は俺が引くよ。レナ、後ろを押してくれ。
うん、わかった。
Her response sounded mechanical. Her voice was inorganic, devoid of any emotion. I casually turned around while Reina was looking the other direction, then picked up the hatchet and gently tucked it under the tarp.
押すよ。
The cart nearly crashed into me as it started to move. We slowly pulled the cart carrying Mion away from the garbage mountain. I suddenly remembered the day that Reina and I brought the Colonel Randy doll back. I made an offhanded joke about the time how it felt like we were pushing around a dead body, but I never thought I'd actually be transporting a corpse this way. And to top it off, it was Mion's body. This was turning into a farce. The extreme force I had to project in my hands to pull the cart signified the weight of Mion's existence. I fought back the urge to cry as I walked to Stoko's house with heavy footsteps. I spent the whole time praying that we wouldn't run into anyone. What was Reina thinking back there while pushing the cart with our stiff cargo? I'm confident, at least until we reached Stoko's house, there was no risk of her doing something with that kitchen knife. Probably. I cautiously looked back, hoping to discern something of the thoughts Reina kept locked in her heart. Reina didn't look back at me. She kept looking downward, concentrating solely on the task of walking forward, one step at a time. Right. Seeing Reina's emotionless expression was unbearably disheartening. When did this happen? My stomach churned because I couldn't comprehend what she was thinking. What was Reina thinking right now? I can't trust anyone. It was a hopeless thing to say, but I couldn't allow anyone to make things worse. I wanted to talk to Mion, who was lying dead in the cargo rack. There was some peace to be gained from her death. She'll never have a sudden change of heart and try to kill me. Hey, Mion, please listen to me. Honestly, I'm afraid of Reina. At this point, I felt it was safe to tell Mion anything. It was such a cynical relationship where we couldn't trust each other until one of us was dead. Does that really qualify as a trusting relationship? Spoiler alert. No, it doesn't.
ケイちゃん、ばっかじゃないの？そんなの信頼関係なんて言うわけないじゃん。友達でもなんでもないよ。
I felt like I could hear Mion's voice. That's true. If I couldn't bring myself to trust someone while they were still alive, that doesn't sound like friendship at all.
でも安心しな。
Well, only if you call single-sided relationships, then yeah, that's a perfectly trusting relationship, but, you know, it doesn't really work. Just saying.
おじさんはケイちゃんのこと応援してるからさ。私はケイちゃんの友達だよ。絶対に。ね。
Mion's cheerful voice called out to me over and over.
ケイちゃん、頑張って。ケイちゃん、頑張れ。ケイちゃん、しっかり。
I stared back at Reina as she walked forward with a blank expression. Even though Mion was lying dead under the tarp, it felt like she was encouraging me. How selfish of me, only finding my courage after a dead person encouraged me. Even though Reina and I were actually the ones who killed Mion. My ears were ringing. It couldn't be helped. I had no choice. I started feeling sick. I didn't want to find myself in a situation where I needed that concealed hatchet, and didn't want Reina to have an opportunity to use her concealed knife. Honestly, I didn't want to kill anyone else. It's a good first step, not wanting to kill anyone, but you're a few murders too late here. I wanted to have lots of friends, to laugh and cry together with all my living friend, yeah. What are you thinking? Don't lose heart, you swore an oath. I sighed and shook my head. The time for those sweet dreams has already passed. Open your eyes, Keiichi Maebara. That era of playing around and having a pleasant time with your perfect group of friends is already a thing of the past. Kill before being killed. Otherwise, you'll get killed. That's all there is to it. As I stared at Reina's slender figure, my heart slowly filled with wretched, murderous intent. Once again, the voice of the crickets filled my ears. Shut up. Leave me alone. The more I wished for their silence, the louder the crickets cried out, like they were trying to criticize me. We managed to travel from the garbage mountain to the Hojo house without running into anyone. The surrounding area was completely swallowed by the dusk. Everything around me looked gray. I was a bit surprised to notice that the kitchen window was still broken. That's no good. It will be problematic if the neighbors start looking around and stumble upon the corpses. I'll have to fix that window as soon as possible.
平気だよ、ケイチ君。
Reina reached into her pocket and pulled out the key.
あ、これ？昨日ここに来た時に見つけて持って帰っておいたの。
That's not suspicious at all. Reina slid the key into the keyhole. Then the door opened like normal.
窓のことは気にしないでも平気だよ。レナにいい考えがあるから。
Reina's expression as we entered the house indicated that she could see right through my thoughts. I hesitated for a moment to decide if I should take my shoes off, but I chose to leave them on and followed her inside. The inside smelled as bad as ever. Reina looked eerily dignified while she calmly looked back at me and surveyed the area.
みーちゃん、ここに川の字に寝かせてあげようよ。
I was confused when I heard that, but I quickly responded.
ああ、そうだな。
I did my best to enunciate every word in my typical intonation to avoid agitating her.
どうしたのかな、ケイチ君。
あ、いや。俺、ミオンを取ってくるよ。
I said that in a light tone, like I was talking about carrying in the luggage. Then I went back to the cart to get Mion. Mion felt like a heavy slab of meat as I carried her on my back. Ugh. I fiddled with the hatchet to keep it securely inside the tarp as I struggled to walk forward. Unfortunately, the hatchet was far too big to keep it hidden. It couldn't be helped. If it becomes necessary, I'll have no choice but to keep going. It's not such a big deal. Just to be safe, I adjusted the tarp on the side facing Reina. Something slipped and a kitchen knife fell to the ground. I gently picked up the knife. Huh? Does that mean Reina isn't carrying the knife? The knife that killed Mion was still soaked in blood. A single long strand of Mion's hair was stuck to that blood. It bothered me, so I tried to peel Mion's hair off, but the hair was so firmly caked into the blood that I couldn't get it off. Well, whatever. I concealed the kitchen knife in my left hand and made my way inside the house once again. When I came back inside, Reina was in the kitchen lighting the stove.
おかえり。
Is this really the place we want to fix tea?
ずいぶん遅かったね。
ああ、重くて手間取っちゃってさ。
I answered nonchalantly, then set Mion down between Satoko and Shion. I couldn't bear to see those three girls reduced to mere objects, so I found a sheet in the closet and laid it on top of them. For a moment, it looked like a group of girls having a sleepover.
おやすみ。もう楽にしていいんだぞ。
I held my hands together in a prayer. Mion, It looks like you're all having pleasant dreams together. I hope everyone's having fun and doing club activities together, living our peaceful everyday life in some other world. That's my only wish. Sentimental feelings rushed through me and tears began streaming out. Though they looked like they were only sleeping, in truth, the three of them were dead. They could move no longer.
Rena.
She took a pile of letters out of the mailbox and carried them into the kitchen earlier. She held a stack of them together over the stove.
ああ、これ焼くの。この家ごと。
Oh, good!
だって、みんなをこのまま置き去らしにできないでしょ？
あ、うん。
Oh, good. Burning the house down. Let's just risk the neighborhood arson here while we're at it.
それもそうだな。
The calm tone in Reina's voice sent a chill through me. I was struck by the feeling that I was all on my own, which might actually be advantageous given the current situation. But even so, these are our friends, right?
それはね、全部圭一君のせいなんだよ。
A deep voice I could scarcely believe belonged to Reina came from the kitchen. The voice was so eerie that I couldn't bring myself to turn and look back at the source.
レナだって、圭一君みたいに甘っちょろい涙を流しながら、みんなの死を悼みたいよ。
You know, it would have been better to haul the corpses out somewhere and burn the corpses. I'm just saying. You light a house on fire, it could catch neighboring houses on fire, and then you got a real problem.
レナだって、本当はこんなこと望んでなかったんだよ。鉄平を殺そうって思ったのは、そうすれば、さとこちゃんがまた学校に来て、平穏な毎日を取り戻せると思ったからだよ。
I felt the same way, but I decided to hold my tongue. Reina quickly lowered a letter toward the stove. She did so in a careful, mechanical motion, very precisely. The letter smoldered and crackled on the stove. Then Reina picked up another letter with one hand and held it over the stove.
内緒だよって言ったのに、圭一くん、しーちゃんに話しちゃったよね。
Ah, crap.
それが終わりの始まりだったんだと思う。いろんな間違いの始まりの場所っていうのかな。
Yeah, we're screwed. I mean, yeah, you know, just saying. Reina glared at me with the flames of the stove flickering in her eyes. I thought that Reina was just muttering to vent hard feelings, but the next moment...
わかるかな、圭一くん。圭一くんがしーちゃんに話しちゃったから、しーちゃんは巻き込まれた。さとこちゃんを預かっていたから、しーちゃんは死んだ。しーちゃんが死んだから、みーちゃんも死んだ。さとこちゃんは、結局助けられなくて死んだ。リカちゃんを巻き込んだから。つまり、悪い出来事には、全部ちゃんとした原因があるんだね。
すまない。
I immediately responded apologetically, but once I heard Rika-chan's name, I was struck with the sense that something seemed wrong.
謝らなくていいよ。圭一くんだって仕方なかったんだもん。ね。気にしないでいいよ。圭一くんはちっとも悪くない。これは運命だったんだよ。
Ah, crap.
生まれた時から決まっている。どうしようもない運命なの。
Reina picked up a half-burned letter from the stove and dropped it. A nasty smell rose up, irritating my nose. Reina, stop playing with the fire. If you're going to burn it, do it quickly. Otherwise the smell will drift into the surrounding area. I thought that to myself as I carefully watched Reina's hands. but for some reason I couldn't bring myself to say anything. When Reina grew tired of playing with the letters, she grabbed a jug of vegetable oil from the cupboard under the stove. She poured a thin line in a circle around the stovetop.
これはね、お社様のたたりなの。
Reina had a cold-hearted smile on her face, the likes of which I'd never seen before. What's going on? Why is Reina smiling at a time like this? Unlike the three dead girls sleeping like angels in the back room, the Reina standing in front of me looked like a cruel demon.
これはレナに与えられた罰なの。これはお社様のお怒りなの。レナが圭一君に頼ったりしたからみんな死んだんだ。レナが圭一君に甘えちゃったからお社様は圭一君の体を使ってレナを叱っているんだよ。
おいレナ、大丈夫か？どうしたんだよ急に。
どうしてそんなに慌てているのかなレナは正気だよ。今度は失敗しない。レナはどんなことがあっても負けないの。さっき圭一君が運命なんて言葉を口にした時、レナは気がついたの。圭一君なんて初めから信じちゃいけなかったんだって。そもそもの間違いは圭一君を頼りにしちゃったからだったんだって気がついたの。
And to be fair, that's a lot of other people's mistakes too. You're not the first person to make that mistake.
でももう分かっちゃったから大丈夫だよ。今度こそうまくやれる。
おいレナ、うまくやるって何をやるつもりだよ。
Anxiety steadily piled up inside my chest. Reina lit the stove. The oil around the stove ignited and the flames soared up. As all the oil around the stove lit up in a flash, and the entire kitchen was covered in flames in an instant.
レナはね、もう負けないの。お社様でも何でもレナの幸せを壊すものは許さない。だからレナは戦うの。なくなったらもう一度積み上げるんだ。壊されてもレナは戦って幸せをつかみ取るの。
Yeah, this is. I was just thinking about the scene when Keiichi nearly burned his house down, and the analog to this chapter. Seeing the passion in Reina's eyes made me want to run away. Reina's gone crazy. Reina was so exhausted with everything that's happened that drove her to the brink of it. Now pushed her over the brink. She's gone full bore insanity now. Yeah. I need to get out of his house. Reina's finally gone mad.
レナ、もう帰ろう。ひとまずここを出るんだ。お前疲れてるんだよ。それだけなんだ。ただそれだけのことなんだよ。
何言ってるの？レナは疲れてなんかいないよ。それにどんなに疲れてたって頑張らなくちゃね。レナはもう人に頼ったりしない。負けたり泣いたり逃げたりしない。あんなに楽しかった毎日を一度は手に入れたんだ。
See, I'm still not sure if Reina's going to commit suicide here, if she's going to commit suicide and kill Keiichi, or if she's just going to try to kill Keiichi. It could go any of those three ways at this point.
もう一度絶対に手に入れる。
I mean, it's definitely hinting that she's not going to stick around for the fire, because she wants to get those fun days back.
どんなことをしてでもレナは幸せになる。お社様なんかに邪魔されてたまるか。
Reina slowly stepped forward from the flames with a slight smile on her face, as though the heat didn't faze her at all.
ってな、もう分かった。分かったから。
圭一くん、心配いらないってば。レナは大丈夫だよ。レナは絶対に死なないし、この手でもう一度幸せをつかむまでは絶対お社様になんか邪魔させない。今度はレナがみんなを救い出してあげる番なんだからね。
This is bad. Understatement of the century at this point. Everything became clear to me. Even if I tried talking to Reina, there was no way I could get through to her. It's like the person before me was another being, wearing Reina's face as a mask. I wasn't sure what to do, but I understood that she was dangerous. Run away. I have to run away. I rushed off toward the entrance. But the moment I took a step, Reina started to move.
圭一くん、
Reina jumped straight toward my chest. Taken off guard by her surprisingly gentle touch, I quickly grabbed Reina's slender body with both my
圭
hands.
一くん、やっと捕まえた。
一緒に帰ろうぜ。
I spoke gently while holding her tight with both my hands. Please, let my thoughts get through to her. We could recruit new club members at school and begin our happy days that way, right? And you could lead the club this time, Reina. Right? Reina? I tightly embraced Reina's frail body with both my arms. That was the first time in my life I'd ever hugged a girl so tight. Also the last. First, my body seemed to go... What is up with her face? What is up with that face? That is a face. That's up with that is a face. That's a meme face. That's one of the troll faces, isn't it? Then slowly a warmth spread through my stomach like I was being gouged with a burning torch.
何言ってるのかな、かな。レナはもう圭一くんのこと全然信じてないんだよ。何か勘違いしちゃったのかな、かな。
My body was burning up, but it wasn't just from the heat of the flame-soaked room. The heat was pouring out of my stomach. When I touched it with my hand, I felt an odd sensation along my palm. There was something sticking into my stomach.
圭一くんが持っていた包丁だよ。さっきみーちゃんを刺したやつだね。
それは。
You're wrong, Reina. You're the one who brought that knife.
レナを殺そうとしてたんでしょ。レナ、ちゃんと知ってるよ。リアカーにその包丁しっかり積んでたよね。
No.
違う。
When I tried speaking, it felt like even more blood came flowing out of my stomach.
分かってないよね、圭一くん。レナはもう圭一くんは信じないって言ったんだよ。運命なんて信じない。
Yeah, you knew what happened as soon as he grabbed her and hugged her. You knew that was going to happen.
お社様も怖くない。レナはこの手でもう一度幸せをつかむの。それが私の願いだよ。
Well, now she just has to kill Rika and begin all over again in a new town. Reina's terrifying smile made me lose all the strength in my body. What was this all for, Reina? What were you trying to do? I pulled out the knife lodged in my stomach and tossed it away. It was the knife from this house. The same knife that killed Shion and Satoko, then took Mion's life. And in the end, it stabbed me too. My consciousness was quickly fading.
圭一君はお社様から命令されただけなんだよね。レナを殺そうとしたのはお社様に操られていたからなんだよね。大丈夫。レナはちゃんと分かってるよ。圭一君は本当はそんなひどいことするような人じゃないもんね。
You know, if I had the artistic skills to draw and do animation and the like, I would totally do just a really short thing made very much in the style of the old Mary Tyler Moore sitcom. Shows her starting over in a new town, you know.
分かってる。
Seems like a thing that needs to happen.
分かってるから大
I've
丈夫だ
seen
よ。
many typos.
レナは圭一君をお社様から助けてあげたんだよ。その包丁でね。
I had no idea what Reina was talking about. I was being manipulated by Oyashiro-sama? Receiving help on the verge of death? Reina, what are you talking about? You're the one who's acting strange.
でもレナはちょっぴり傷ついたんだよ。だって圭一君レナのことその包丁で殺そうとしてたんだもん。
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm not busting too many chops about the typos and such. Because, to be fair, they aren't generally misspelled words. It's generally just the wrong word in there, like me and my, or, you know, things like that. It's generally, you got a homonym in there or something like that. Yeah, the official translation is not exactly typo-free. Which I will bust them about that a little bit more because, you know, they get paid to do that stuff. But with this, I'm not going to bust their chops too bad about spelling errors.
レナは最後まで圭一君のことを大切な友達だと思っていたのに、かわいそうな圭一君のこと助けてあげようと思っていたのに。
That can't be. Reina still thought of me as a precious friend?
さよなら圭一君。レナに謝ってもいいよ。
Reina, if I apologize, will you forgive me? Oh, you stabbed me! I think that counts as apology enough. You're wrong. You're wrong, Reina. I'm not a bad person. I wasn't doing anything bad, I swear. Outside of murders. Lying. And being a terrible child to my parents. I swear, you're wrong. It's just a terrible misunderstanding, Reina.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Every time I spoke, I could feel an unsettling sensation flowing out of my stomach, but I couldn't stop apologizing. If Reina wants me to apologize, I'll do it as much as I can. If that's what it takes to take back our everyday happiness.
ダメ。謝っても無駄だから。
I swear if it turns out that Reina is actually the one with the Sans powers to reboot and still remember everything that's gone on, I'm gonna flip a table.
無駄だから。
I heard the sound of the front door opening and closing. The room got quiet. At that point, I could only hear the vague sounds of the crackling fire in the burning room. I'm going to die right here. Things get quieter on the verge of death. Cold. So cold. Hey, Mion. I guess this is what death feels like. Satoko, Shion, Rika-chan, Reina. There isn't. Somewhere about that size, yeah. I mean, I imagine you can guess what I was doing there. It's been a while since I broke that out. Of course, this is my totem that keeps him alive somehow through everything.